Welcome back to another book review. Today we're looking at a publication called Guide for New Soldiers. And this is from the late 1980s and is basically kind of a introductory informational booklet for literally new soldiers who or interested candidates to be recruits as soldiers in the U.S. Army, particularly. So here on the front cover, we can see numerous organizational patches, most on the division level, but some are regimental, and also continues on the back cover as well. So some of you folks who have served may proudly recognize some of your unit patches here. And actually what's interesting in the inside cover, we can also see here the patches shown on the cover of this handbook are part of an Army tradition which dates back to World War I. Worn on the left shoulder of the uniform, they serve to indicate the command to which a soldier belongs. The individual patches are identified for you here. Continuing into our table of contents, we have basically chapters as well as subheadings inside of there for various topics that should be known about prior to entering the service. And we're going to have quite a bit of stock photography as well, so we can see here possibly some Cobras from Fort Rucker, just throwing it out there. Let's see, here we got our forward, so our preparatory paragraphs. So on March, I don't know if you can read all of that, but you can always pause to get a closer look. A little bit on the tradition of American soldiers, as well as kind of a triptych of uniforms throughout the ages. Even though the style has changed, you can basically see that the equipment has basically remained the same, just in various evolved permutations. But there are some historical tidbits here in these paragraphs which are very interesting to read. Continuing. And then kind of a triptych of those who have come before and possibly those who will come in the future as well. A little bit on what to expect with your family if you are entering the service, as well as words of encouragement, what to bring, what not to bring, very important, because once you sign the paperwork, you basically are under general instruction by the military, so you literally are told what to have and what you are basically not required to be issued. So here we have what to expect when you first are actually inducted and have go through the entry procedures, examinations, etc. And then off to training, and what to expect. Basic, AIT, and then you might also go off to specialty schools afterwards as well. But here's some Q&A, frequently asked questions. And again, this is from the 1980s, so the enlistment program has gone through various changes, modifications, different incentive programs, etc., as to what to expect, what can be offered, and what you can base plans, expectations on, etc. Now, how things will actually turn out, it all depends on the future. Destinies change. And when you are a government employee, things definitely can change from day to day, given the world situation. Quite a few Q&As here. Some of them have to do with financial questions, training questions, social aspects, even like hairstyles, real basic questions, but are important to the individual as well. And then here we have how to decode a soldier, how to interpret their uniforms. Now again, certain things about the Class A's and B's, as well as working uniforms, BDUs have now have progressed into ACU cuts, etc. And there has been a return to more streamlined, patterned garments as well. But overall, when patterns change, it's a sweeping change across the branches. Some branches will assume different camo patterns, different dress uniform patterns, but overall placement of things like name badges, insignia, qualification badges, ranks, etc. tend to be in the same spot. So there allows quick, rapid identification with a minimum of eye movement. So to quickly move on to more important matters at hand once you have made identification of other personnel. So in the background you can see some various buildings as well, possibly barracks or facilities. Here we go through the ranks and grades. So we start off with your 4-star general. I'm not sure we actually have any 5-star generals or field marshals, etc., or generals of the Army at the current time, but during times of severe emergency, some people are actually bumped up to become overall command leader positions. So you can see all the way down through the officer ranks. And here we have our enlisted, the specialist patch, and and our warrant officers, I was looking for those, are at the bottom as well, kind of the bridge between enlisted and the commissioned officers as well. Here we have selection of badges and tabs. Special skill badges. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can take a look at those. As well as your marksmanship and qualification. And some of our technical badges. Here we have our shoulder tabs for our Spec Ops at the time, Ranger tab, Special Forces, Airborne. Now since then, I haven't kept quite up, but I do believe there are other specialty tabs now as well, including, say, Sapper. Branch insignia, where you're an infantry enlisted or infantry officer. A little explanation on 24-hour time. And the ABCs, so being able to associate a phonetic alphabet. Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot Golf Hotel India Julia Kilo Lima Mike November Oscar Papa Quebec Romeo Sierra Tango Uniform Victor Whiskey X-Ray Yankee Zulu would be your A to Z's. A little bit on the salute, so you can actually practice this before you go in. So it'll be one less thing to be educated on during basic. If you can get that down, that's one less thing to worry about. The bugle, the Army's alarm clock. So those who may actually remember hearing this blare across the loudspeakers The PA system, bright and early as always. Pulling guard duty. Special orders, your general orders. So you'll be expected to recite those from memory. Standing tall and looking good. Now this has been actually a subject of some controversy in recent years. The general standard of physical requirements for personnel, depending on who you are physically, for weight for height tables, was how they were doing this at the time period of the 80s. Things may have changed, of course, since then to accommodate for the demand for a wider range of physical abilities, as well as sometimes one's technical aspects, if they are very specialized in a highly desired specialty skill that is not normally found in the service branches. They may waive certain physical requirements just so that they can literally pass and move on to their actual non-combat specialty role, which is highly sought after by the government. So they may waive certain requirements due to the technical value of a candidate, although that is very rare. So, and at the time, this was your map of Army posts. A lot has changed since then. Okay, where this is being filmed in 2022, and this publication, I'm not sure if there's an actual date on here. I did not see one. 1986 and November 1985. We have a print date reference there as well. So a lot has changed since then for sure. But you can see state by state some of the facilities that were spread around the country in the mid to late 80s. And more words of encouragement, your opportunity to excel, and even a letter to parents or spouse to give them a little bit more information as well as to what to expect and how to assist new candidates on their way, because things will be hectic, because this is a big life change entering the service. So a quick look at Guide for New Soldiers, looking at the print dates and date information in the back cover from the 1985 to 1986 time frame. Things have changed, so feel free to reference current information, talk to your recruitment officers if you are interested in serving, as well as discussing with others who have served as well on what their experiences, their thoughts, and words of encouragement as well. This has been another book review media review. Feel free to check out other book review media reviews on the channel. We also do unboxing videos as well as show and tell videos on vintage milsurp tools and expanded topics. And we also do a series called Curios for the Curious, videos on more artsy type objects. Feel free to check all those out. Feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. See you next time.